So I basically just updated my toddler's whole wardrobe for the winter time for under $30. So I'm just gonna go through and kind of show you everything I got and then talk about living on a budget and how we, afford to basically have a child and some tips and tricks for you guys about how to like save money when you have kids on their things. So as you can see, I got this huge basket over here full. Got something here to show you, and then I don't know if you can see, but I have like a huge bag overflowing here. Usually we actually don't go to the thrift store too often unless we have an intention. And I guess that's like the first tip is only go when you have intention. I feel like in today's age that we kind of think thrifting is better than like buying from a normal store, which it is, but I think we almost replaced the two, like the shopping addiction of buying things brand new with a thrift store. You see people do thrift hauls every week and they're just buying to buy, and I think that's the main thing on saving money is like only go when you know you need something and don't just shop mindlessly. This time we went because we are switching seasons. We're going from summer to fall, and then with that Makai is also switching sizes, so he's turning 2 in 2 weeks. Crazy, mind-boggling, I know, but obviously the stuff from last year, which would be just 12 months, it doesn't fit him. So we had not that much clothes options when we came back from visiting Kai's mom's because we came back from the warmth to the cold, and we only had a couple pairs of pants for him and a couple long sleeve shirts. So I guess before getting into the clothes, like I said, it's his birthday in 2 weeks. I got this off of Facebook Marketplace and it was $15. It's a boogie board. When we were visiting Kai's mom in Kauai, Makai loved the boogie board, and I know it's very cold here. He won't be able to, but we do live on an island and we can go to the beach and swim probably 3 months of the year. So this just gives him something to open, which I don't know at 2 if he'll care or not, but I know he'll definitely get a lot of use out of this in the summer. I went to the pregnancy center, which if you don't know, that is a free resource. So if you qualify for like under a certain income, you can essentially go there and like shop for free. They have baby clothes, children clothes, and just like anything like high chairs, like any baby item really. I'll always bring more to donate and then pick up 1 or 2 items that I need. So that way I'm always giving back more than I am taking. And I think that's very important, especially, for anyone who uses that resource. Usually you're going because your baby's changing sizes, so you can just bring back what you took from the previous size. And if you don't qualify for getting things from the pregnancy center and you have the means to, I would recommend donating all your baby stuff to the pregnancy center because it's a really great resource for moms who are in need, maybe low income. So I thought I'd just throw that in there just to let you guys know, because I didn't even know that we had a pregnancy center where we lived until I was pregnant. It's all kind of mixed up, but majority of the kids' clothes was from one thrift store, Mission Thrift Store, and all the clothes from Mission Thrift Store was regular $3, all 50% off, so for $1.50. So most of these clothes I got for $1.50, which if you buy one brand new piece of baby clothing or toddler clothing, it's like $20. So I've saved a lot. Basically, everything I got here, I probably would have spent on just one of these items. Like, for example, the first thing is from the pregnancy center. We got these snow pants for Makai. They're 2T. And this brand new, I'm sure would be like $20 to $30. These snow boots for Makai from the pregnancy center. And then also from the pregnancy center, I got a shirt for myself because they also have clothes for the mom. Someone must have made all these tie-dye shirts and donated them because there was like 15 of them, and they cut off the label and have a little heart there. So that was really kind for whoever did it. And I love tie-dye. I thought this would just be perfect as the weather gets colder because we're in October and it is already freezing for me. I do not handle the cold well. I have rain-ons, like bad circulation, so I'm always freezing. And then to go with the snow pants, I also got this jacket for Makai. So I got all his winter gear that he will need for free, which is so amazing. And then the last 2 things I got from the pregnancy center was this sweater. And I went there before I went to all the thrift stores. And then I got him this hat there. Some might say it's girly, but I think it's cute. And honestly, a hat is a hat. For me personally, I think at that age, like I don't try to make a big deal on gender-defying colors. So he can wear pink. It's fine. Last thing from the pregnancy center is 2 books. Like I said, it's Makai's birthday. He loves trains and he loves plants, and that's what these books are about. Now for real, starting the stuff from the thrift store. First thing that is not clothing is I also got this book for Makai. It's a book about bees. I just love to get books that can educate Makai to take care of things in nature, animals, plants, and the bees is something super important. And Kai and I actually went to a honey bee tour when we were in Kauai at Lidgate Farm, which just opened my eyes so much about the realm of bees and how important they are. If you are on Kauai, I recommend you checking it out. So this is, yeah, just it tells you all the things about bees and essentially why they are important. And I think from a young age, it's important to get books like this to educate your child. This book was only 50 cents. Makai loves to read. Literally last night when we got home, we read for 2 hours straight. It's his favorite thing. So I like to have options along with books that we get from the library. So let's get into the clothing. Majority of these clothing were either $1 or $1.50 because they were all 50% off. I got him these pair of pants. That was one thing I couldn't really find a lot at the thrift store were pants for his size, but he only needs really, I would say like 3 or 4 because we probably do laundry every 4 days. So I got these pair of jeans and I like them because they're not tight, they're kind of baggier. So if I had leggings for him, I can just put them under when we're going outside to make it warmer. These were $3, but again, 50% off, $1.50. I got this hat. I probably got too many hats, honestly, just because I was like, oh, this one's so cute, this one's so cute. And they were only $1 to $2. And Makai does go to my mom's house 1 day a week, and then I go with Makai to my mom's house 1 to 2 days a week. So I like to leave a couple things there, especially stuff like hats and mitts. This one was $2. I just love the colors. All these hats I got were hand knitted too. $2 for that is such a good deal. And this one was only $1. And this one's a little bit thicker. Again, this is hand knitted. Something for myself. I didn't get much for myself because I really don't need too much. Unlike Makai, I've stayed the same size since I was 14, so I don't need to be buying clothes constantly. However, like I said, I have such a hard time with the cold, and I don't have too many really thick warm sweaters. I have more just like long sleeve thin shirts like this. So I saw this shirt and it was $6. It's a very thick sweater and I love the color, but I just got this mainly because I thought it would keep me warm, and it is a little oversized, so I could even put it on top of a turtleneck like this just to help me stand the cold a little bit more. The thing is with buying clothing for Makai and I check the label, and I would say 99.9% of the time I only buy clothes that are made out of real material like cotton, linen, wool, but this is made with cotton, I believe, but it also has some acrylic in it, but I got it anyway. And then I got him a bunch of pair of mitts because we don't have any that fit him right now. Again, these were all hand knitted and were $2. So I got him this blue greenish pair. And because they are the knitted material, I thought it would be good because if you're in the snow, they're probably going to get wet. And then, you know, it takes a day or two for them to dry. And for $2 each, like, it's not too bad to get multiple pairs. And then this nice mustard yellow pair. And then I got some socks for me because they were only $1 and I don't seem to have any warm socks somehow. So this one, they're nice and thick and have the grips on the bottom. And then this one, I love the color and they're also nice and thick. That mustard yellow, I love mustard yellow for clothing. And then actually I lied, I did get one thing that's not clothing. This is $4. It's a basket, which is like, I kind of find steep for a thrift store, but I got it with the idea of just putting all his winter mitts and hats so they're in one place and I won't lose them because we don't have a lot of storage in our house. So I could put this by the door because our entryway is kind of like also our dining room slash laundry room slash kitchen. So I need something to store them and keep it in one place. Oh, and another thing I got for myself, not Makai, were these mitts. And they were $2 because, again, I don't have any mitts. Like, I don't know where they all go. I think Kai lost my last pair of mitts that I had. So that's the thing. There seems to be a mitt monster thing where mitts just disappear. So I got those because they seem nice and warm, and I'm starting to run again, so I thought these would be good for running, because when I run this time of year, oh my gosh, my whole body is warm but my hands are freezing. And then I got Makai yet another hat. This one was $2. They're just too cute, I couldn't pass them up. He probably doesn't need like 5-6 hats, but this one also $2. But they're all handmade, so like that's amazing. And then two other pairs of mitts. See, this is what I mean with like going with intention. I kind of was like debating when I was getting all of these, because I had the intention of, yes, I know he needed mitts and hats, but I was thinking maybe 3 of each, just like I said, if they're wet or he loses one, or one's at my mom's. But I definitely didn't need to get this much. And I knew that when I was getting them, but I was just like, I like all the colors. So if you're going, maybe just try to like make a specific list with a specific amount of what you need. But at the end of the day, spending like $2 on a pair of mitts and getting a couple of them is not the end of the world. And then another tip to when you're going to buy something that you need when you're going thrifting is to sell something that you have that you don't use anymore or is not giving purpose into your life. And that's what I did to fund all this stuff. Is I had a little kitchen helper for Makai, and I sold that on Facebook Marketplace for $40. And then I had some bento boxes that we weren't really using that I sold 2 for $20. So that's $60. So that was more than enough to like cover all this. So that's another tip on when you're going thrifting to find or to fund what you need. Because Makai needs like clothes to fit him for the winter. That's not something that's negotiable. And then I got him this hat. And I got this one specifically because it has the liner in it, so it's even warmer for his ears. And that one was only $1. I got this hat because it was hand knitted and it's just so cute. It's a little bunny thing, and I thought like even for like Halloween or something, and that was $3. That one was a little more expensive. But the time and effort that somebody put in to make it is worth way more than $3. And then these ones are a little big, but I was like, if they don't fit him this year, well, I can make them fit. All those ones are like hand knitted mitts, which are nice, but if they get wet, they will get his hands cold, versus this is like a waterproof material. So these ones were $3. And then I got this long sleeve swimming shirt because we do live in an island, like I mentioned, and we go to the beach a lot in the summer. I thought I would pick it up now because it was only $1.75, and I know I'll need it in the summer because we try to not use sunscreen first and cover up more than using sunscreen. So I love these long sleeve swim shirts, especially the light ones where they don't attract the sun as much. And this one says Aloha, so it's also super cute. So even though he doesn't need it now, it's like good to get those stuff in advance. And then I got him a sweater, and this was $2.25. And I just love the beige colors. I love the colors too, but I'm definitely like a beige mom. I love just the plain colors, and this would be nice for just the warmth and also around Christmas time. And this one is 100% cotton. And then this one was $2.25, which is really good. And just another kind of plain sweater. The other two from their store is for me. Even though I have enough clothes, I am trying to switch more of my clothes out for all natural materials. So these pants were 100% cotton and linen, and they were only $3. That is really good for women's clothing, because I find a lot of the thrift stores now, clothing is actually kind of expensive for adults. So just nice lounging pants. And then this one was also cotton, and this was $2.75. Going with a long sleeve shirts to keep me warm. It's a turtleneck and cotton. And now moving on to the other stuff. Majority of the stuff doesn't have tags anymore, but I know for a fact they were between $1 and $1.50. And another thing that wasn't clothing, I got this basket for $5. I was originally just keeping it to hold all the clothes in because I didn't have a cart. And then I forgot to tell the cashier that. But then I thought it is a nice basket, and I could use this also to store stuff in the door, like in front of the door, like sweaters and stuff for Makai outside. It was only $5 because it had a hole in it. So I find baskets at the thrift store where we live can be very steep pricing. There was one that I saw that was like $30, and I was like, you can probably get that brand new for $30. But I mean, the hole doesn't really matter because the stuff I'll be putting in it won't fall through the hole. Okay, moving back on to Makai's clothes. This was $1. Just another swim shirt. It's short sleeve, but again, you can never have too many of these in the summer, especially if we're swimming every day. Another sweater, 3T, but I kind of like the oversized sweaters, and then they're nice because they'll fit him next year too. I love the colors of this one. And then I got him a bunch of these shirts. Again, like, these aren't really winter shirts, but the thing with when your kid gets older, like 2T will probably fit him for the whole year versus when they're under 1, the clothes only fit him for like even like sometimes a month, 2 months, 3 months. So I got these in advance for summertime. And Kai has a bunch of shirts like this too, so he can match Kai, which is so cute. And these were $2.50 and then 50% off that. So there were $1.50 for all of these. So I got this blue one. And these are all cotton or linen too, so they're all natural material. This one's 3T, and I love the color, so it won't only fit him this year, but next year, because I don't mind if it's a little baggy on him when it's shirts. If it's pants, then obviously they're going to fall down, and that won't work. I got this one, which is similar to the last one, but again, $1.25. You can't go wrong, and this one is 2T. This little Hawaiian shirt, which is 3 years. Cute Christmas jammies, and these were $2 for both pieces together, so essentially $1 each. And they're matching, which is kind of rare sometimes to find matching jammies. So these will be nice all winter long. And then I got him this really cute set. This is probably one of the only things that is in natural materials. Got these Cookie Monster jammies. They're a little big, so the pants might not fit him this year. But when clothing is that cheap, like, I don't mind kind of getting it in advance. If it doesn't fit him this year, it'll fit him next year, and then I just have to buy less next year, especially with inflation. Things are slowly going up everywhere, so I'm sure next year even the thrift stores will be more expensive. So this Cookie Monster jammy outfit. And when it comes to jammies, like, I don't really mind sometimes getting the polyester ones just because I do find them, the material can be a little warmer. Wool would be the best, but that's hard to find and expensive. I got him this sweater, it's 3T. One last thing for me, I got this skirt. It was only $2.50. I love skirts and I don't have too many. I thought that would be nice for his birthday actually that we're having this weekend. Some leggings underneath, of course, because it's freezing. This sweater, 2T. And then when I found out that the clothing was on sale, I went back for a couple other shirts because for me, like $3, I'm like, okay, that's a good price, but when you get a couple shirts, it does add up. But then when I found out they were having a 50% sale off of like majority of the kids' clothing, I was like, okay, I have to go back and stock up for clothing that like will fit him this year, but also next year. So I went back for this shirt and then also got him a plain long sleeve shirt. Now he has probably more options than he needs, but that's okay. When he grows out of them, then I'll just donate them all to the pregnancy center. But a lot of these will fit him next year too. So really, like, they're basically spending $30 on all of his clothing for it to fit him this year and next year. That's like $15 a year. 2T, this one's also 2T. This one I went back for afterwards because it's a little bit bigger, so I wasn't gonna get it. But Makai loves police cars, ambulances, and buses. That's his favorite thing right now, is any truck that makes a sound. So I went back and got this police car shirt after I found out they were having a sale because, like I said, it was $3. I was like, oh, he doesn't really need it. And then when I found out it was only $1.50, I was like, must as well just get it. We're almost done, guys. This is a lot of clothing, I know. Another one for the summer because it was also only $1 and it's 2T, so it'll be perfect for the summertime. Like I said, I like to have a couple of these because if we're going like 3 or 4 days in a row to the beach or into the pool, because my mom has a pool, it's nice just to have a couple because we don't wash our clothes every day. And we also let our clothes hang up on the line, so it takes longer that way. This shirt was only 50 cents and it says, every day is a good day. Again, this shirt was like, I think 50 cents because I think it was only $1, half off. Just a plain white shirt. And this one, another long sleeve 2T shirt. Last pair of mitts. I got these ones at a different thrift store because when I saw them after I bought the other ones, They're just a little thicker, and like honestly they can even fit me, and those ones were only $1. And then this isn't really part of the thrift haul, but my mom gave me a sweater for free from her wardrobe, so I thought, why not just show it, you know, everything that we got that's free or from the thrift store. Last thing is actually a gift. Not only when we buy gifts for Makai, but also for other people. I like to, if I can, and if I know it's okay with the person, get secondhand. So this is for my niece. I got her this mermaid tail blanket sleeping bag thing because she loves anything purple, pink, sparkly. So I know she's gonna love this. She also loves mermaids, and this was also 50% off, and it was only $1.50, which I think is crazy. So that was the last thing, and that's like another tip is getting gifts for your kids this year. Just get them secondhand. You'll save so much money, and it's better for the environment. And then like another tip to save money is to, when you're going thrifting, a lot of thrift stores do have days where certain color tags are a certain percentage off, 25%, 50% off. So say you know you need dishes and most of the dishes are red tags, look for the days, you know, maybe subscribe to their newsletter where the red tags are 50% off. And then also not only looking at thrift stores, but Facebook Marketplace. We find a lot of good stuff on Facebook Marketplace, and then you can also search specifically for what you need, as well as checking free resources like the pregnancy center, or also I know a lot of locations have free Facebook groups. Those are just some tips on how to save money when you're sourcing things and when you're thrifting. See you in the next cooking video. Bye for now.